Welcome to Oshi, where we watch make-believe anime characters in the make-believe anime play make-believe characters in the make-believe stage play. And it's all sugoi as Watch as our favorite characters dress up to play pretend, but make it feel oh so damn really real. The yapping flaming redhead disguised as a brunette-headed yapper, facing off against a black river of darkness disguised as a silver-haired princess. Two ladies with two different philosophies and only one hot predator man who will come out on top to take the crown and pretend their way to greatness. Well, you'll probably have to wait for another episode. Spoiler warning, guys, for Oshi Season 2, Episode 7, or Episode 18 overall, Taiyo. The stage is set and the two stars of the show, Arima and Akane, will show us the difference between their philosophies and acting, and we get to see how this rivalry originated. Also, if you guys haven't seen my other Oshi video, please check that out. So let's jump right into it. The beginning of the episode continues to show what Arima's best qualities are with these sound effects on the stage, screwing up Sakuya's line as Monmei, as he said a very important line that got muffled for the audience. However, Tsurugi, aka Arima Kana, ad-libbed her next line to include the important keywords of Shibuya faction. Sakuya is impressed with working with someone that can easily cover any mistakes. This theme of Arima being a special actor that can easily work with whoever she's acting with is a special communication ability. Ain't that right, Milt? We are finally able to see Princess Saya, aka Kurakawa Akane, get her turn to act, as her lines and character was one that Abiko wanted revised in the script. It is happily shown by Abiko's reaction that Akane's superb acting displayed Princess Saya's characteristics to a T, with her ability to show and portray Princess Saya as a character with strong leadership. As in the script, her character had fewer lines than what it was in the Tokyo Blade manga. For the play, it eventually teases Monmei as Kamoshida Sakuya versus Kizami, aka Narashima Melt, for a round 2. After that epic showdown in the previous episode, it also sets up Toki, aka Hoshino Aquamarine, versus Blade, aka Himekawa Taiki, as a possible matchup later in the play as well. And very quickly, we are at the heart of this rivalry as Tsurugi makes her way to Princess Saya in a solo matchup within the play. Here it begins, the square off of acting. Here we have two different characters with two different styles of acting that have two different philosophies of how they approach acting. These are two characters that have received similar praises of their prodigy-like way of acting, intertwined with their romantic affection for our predator in the making that wants to shank his father. It is none other than Aquamarine. Not only is Akane and Kana rivals in reality, but best believe the make-believe is just as real as the multiple entendres from the characters. The characters playing these characters do battle with pretending. Here, it begins Akane's backstory with where it all began as a child actor and what caused this rivalry to manifest so fervently out of Akane that made her give sadistic looking faces. In episode 5 of season 2, Arima blamed Akane for her childhood self being inspired by the child acting prodigy in Kana. These were the type of words and sunning of Akane that might be too devastating to come back from, but Akane got jokes too. Forget the jokes. Here is where we witness where it all went wrong in their relationship. It's your classic rivalry cliche. I'm holding a grudge that you don't even recognize that I have. It literally just happened in the story anime as well. Our little munchkin Kana showed her ability as a child to cry convincingly on command in a very sad scene as a munchkin Kurakawa watches with her Kasa. At the ripe young age of munchkin, Akane couldn't help but find inspiration in another girl just like her, acting at such an awe-inspiring level. She called her cute, good at acting, and she can even cry like every other munchkin. Akane wanted to be friends with Arima so much she would be crying of happiness. She was totally fangirling the crap out of Kana, and with the push of her parents to get her into acting, she began her journey as an actor. This is where the legendary Kurakawa notebook of writing down creepy qualities begin, and she changed her appearance for the short bob haircut style to become just like Arima. This is totally where you put your heroes and idols on a pedestal, only to be disappointed when you meet them. A man notices a little girl with a similar hat to Kana and assumes it's our flaming hot-headed munchkin Arima. He notices how nervous she seems to be and tells her that she'll totally get the job and that these auditions are just for show. Then, the real flaming munchkin Arima arrives to meet the gullible munchkin Kurakawa. And let's just say, going back to episode 1 of the show's biggest themes and or motifs is that of communication. That comes up again. Of course, this is the beginning of miscommunication that causes this rivalry to begin. Akane tells Kana that it surely is a mistake that her being picked for the role automatically is a total sham. Of course it's a scam. Arima tells Akane that this is basically show business. It doesn't matter what you think about how well you act, it's about name recognition. Have you seen Borderlands, Akane? Atrocious! Our young precious gullible munchkin Akane believes that getting the acting job on merit is all what it's about. But Arima continues that for small roles just like this that they're auditioning for, it just doesn't matter. As she cries back to Akane in frustration. And just as Akane reaches out to see her precious hero not be who she thinks she is, the flaming red-headed munchkin gets violent and knocks off Akane's hat. And this is when the crazy black river hatred of Kurakawa Akane was born. Kana says the meanest thing to her biggest fan, Kao Baka. With your stupid hat, it's you ignorant, foolish little kids that wanna be just like me that I despise the most. Don't be like me. And so, it was in this moment, Arima Kana created a literal monster. So now we are getting the context behind why Akane and her acting, why she is the literal opposite of Arima. It is this purity within the art of acting that Akane wants to preserve, and who can really blame her? She became a prodigy as well. On the flip side, in reality of the scene, Kana's frustration is the reality of the entertainment industry. Everything we know about Arima at this point is her ultimate respect for good acting, and that must have been destroying her from the inside. Kana was just venting her frustration and that projection onto Akane's first impression of her that literally created that monster. This is your classic miscommunication type of scene that many stories create plots just around this. In this case of Oshinoko, it created the most catty and interesting rivalry within the show. All this did to our Kurakawa was make her drown herself in the books like a crazy person to make herself understand Kana's position. This is likely when her ability to profile so many different kinds of characters was born as well. Because of her nose in the books and her gaining momentum as an actor, Akane started to understand Kana's position more and more as she got even older. Acting and being in the entertainment industry is just supply and demand, and the demand for Kana slowly dried up, which led her to become a singer to earn a living? What little kid is worried about money? Where are the parents? Oh, that's right. Parental duties are just optional in this show. The Kana Akane knows now is Daikidai. Kana forced herself to synergize and conform with those around her as she was acting, and to gain the praises of the adults that put her in that position to act. But the Kana that Akane knows when she was a child, the best version of her was her selfishness and egotistical nature as an actor, because when you are focused with your acting in your solo performance, that is what brings out the true flavor of the art that makes you stand out. A star, you might say. That's what makes a son a Taiyo. Internally, Akane battles with the idea that actors shouldn't dumb down their acting for others. Melt. Make them match your ability. This is the biggest lesson here from Akane's point of view. Don't bring down your level of quality and respect for those around you, but at the same time, having good communication, having good synergy with the other performers, all the way up to the director and producers. All of these things matter a lot too, as we'll see soon enough. Akane, as Princess Saya, calls upon her brilliant acting to show how she can upstage the former young slapping hats off other little kids' heads prodigy. Arima, as Tsurugi, has 100% acknowledged Akane's incredible acting during this fight. It's almost like she's letting her just take the shine. In Akane's glowingly sun-like acting, taking her back to an artistic way back to her youth when she was first mesmerized by Kana's acting, just as Arima was about to step forward to dance to match her performance. A shadow of her former self that was crying, that got defeated by the adults of the entertainment industry, looks right back at her, and Arima decides to just float within her performance by taking a step back. Kurakawa is confused by Arima just suddenly taking the fall to give more spotlight to Akane's performance. Then it shows director Gotana's thoughts about what he just witnessed. Arima's great quality about her is that she can work around and with others, which has been mentioned various times since the Sweet Today shooting. With Taishi, it gives us another voice within an authority in acting performances that Arima is actually doing the correct thing by letting the character Princess Saya shine, as her character becomes more like a stage device to let the other character glow even further in front of the audience. I mean, the episode's title is Taiyo, the sun, so the theme's episode is all surrounded over how to let something shine. This is Arima's philosophy as an actor. It was mentioned before that she puts the play in the end result of the show before letting her ego get in the way. She'd much rather have the audience give glowing reviews about the play than people saying she did a good job acting individually. This is what makes Kana a special character. She displays various elements of her character that we already know, but we get to see the story dig deeper into a part of her that is really at the core of her character. How much she cares about the entire success of the project, how much she is willing to be the supporting character to let Akane shine is a complete 180 from episode 5 when we got this. While Akane is chasing the childhood memory of Arima's acting, Arima's intentions and goals are not of the individual performance variety. Akane is flustered by Kana taking this route, as she wanted to see a real battle of rivals give their all in their act off. Now she just feels completely cheated. All of a sudden, Akane feels like she was just being a show-off. Maybe being egotistical and selfish about her performance isn't what is best for the overall quality of the show. And of course, our predator in the making, Aqua as Toki, that has all the wisdom that helped guided Melt in the previous episode, also has some words of wisdom for his work relationship girlfriend. While we come to understand why Kana did what she did for the betterment of the play, Aqua gives Arima praise that she shines brightest when she actually does focus on herself. Kind of like what Akane was saying before. So this scene right here is a lot of contradiction. It's the tug and pull between Arima and what she thinks and Akane and how she thinks about their acting. In here we have Aqua giving that level-headed analysis of their performances. As it stands, if Arima is doing what she's doing by taking a step back, Akane will outshine her and win this act off. I know this is just a fake relationship that may be real one day. Like I said, you know, everything that we watch always goes back to episode 1. Episode 1 literally is the genesis for everything that we're watching. But Aqua, you can't say those things to your fake girlfriend. That's gonna get her jealous, and she might not help you. Your dad. Akane tells Aqua, I want to beat her when she's at her best. I'm sure a lot of you guys already caught this, but this rivalry between Arima and Kurakawa, and this I want to beat her when she is at her best, is this show's shonen trope. We hear this like all the time. It's just kind of funny that for this show's context, it is an act off. Because of what Akane wants to accomplish by making Arima give her all, Aqua recognizes this, and given both of their upcoming performances, both Aqua and Akane will make Arima take that step forward into the sun so they can finish their act off. Coming off an episode where it gave other characters some shine like Sakuya and Melt, these two characters essentially played the role of their best redeeming qualities that shined a more positive light onto their characters, from assholes, womenizers, to redeemingly ones of merit and one that shows their shonen overcoming of an obstacle. It also continued to show Arima being at her best by working so well with all the other actors, and that continued in this episode as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how Akane and Aqua will make Arima take that step forward to clash more with their performances. The previous episode provided the stepping stone for this eventual start of a showdown of two of the biggest supporting characters in Oshinoko. This entire episode and the rivalry is centered around the dilemma of two different philosophies. Do you be selfish and make people rise to the occasion to match your performance, or always try to fit in and being more collaborative? What is the best choice in terms of their acting performance? This episode served that purpose to see both sides and have the audience ponder over what is the correct methodology. So this episode just did a really good job at showing us both sides of the spectrum in terms of their point of views, and they both make really good cases. So this episode made us think about those things that really makes us think that it matters a lot. So yeah, I finally caught up to the latest episode of Oshinoko, and I don't really plan on reading it, so everything I watch from this point will be a surprise. So always take that into account with these reviews. If you guys do read the manga, zip them lips in the comment section. But I would still love to know what you guys think about the anime up until this point, and how well the anime's been doing with their adaptation. I would love to know. And I feel a little bit sick to my stomach because season 2 episode 4 and 5, those were the best episodes of the season so far. But yeah, I'm gonna keep trying making episode reviews for the rest of the season 2. So just let me know what you guys think about this video and about the episode. Do me a favor guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Check out my blog at otakusen.com, and I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.